Hey, good morning, Sand Springs. I know you guys have seen my face a couple times, and you guys have gotten to hear testimony over the last few weeks, which is really awesome that you guys get to hear those things inside of our church, because that's what we need to be sharing, is testimony of what God's doing. So I get the privilege of sharing a testimony about my daughter. My husband was going to be here this morning, but you know, the routine of Sunday morning, it's crazy, so they're coming later. So I kind of want to start out, I guess let's just start at the beginning. I got pregnant with my second baby, and we found out she's a girl, and I got pregnant with her in 2020, so right before COVID happened, like literally the month before COVID, and found out that I was having, I didn't know I was having a girl yet, actually. I just found out I was pregnant. And then 9 weeks later, I started having some crazy symptoms, just fever, body aches. I had a rash all over my body. Just a lot of things were going on, and I just knew something wasn't right, but then COVID happened, so I was like, maybe it's just viral, or it could be COVID. We really didn't know. And so I went to the doctor, and he just said, it sounds like it's viral, just watch it and let us know. Well, I ended up having fever and being symptomatic for about 3 weeks. And I knew deep down, I remember very vividly, sitting in my bathtub because I had fever so bad and I was just burning up. And so I got in the bathtub, and I just remember telling the Lord, I just said, Lord, I don't think this can be good, being pregnant and having fever like this all the time. And I said, Lord, please just protect this baby. And so, we got sent to our OB. She checked me out and really didn't know what was going on. So she said, we're going to run you for a bunch of different tests and just kind of see what happens. I was tested for Zika virus and all the random things that you usually don't get tested for. And so, anyways, I get a call back later that I tested positive for cytomegalovirus. And I'm not going to go into what all that is. But if you have any questions, I would love to share that with you, because that's a whole nother subject in itself that I would love to share. So I tested positive for that. Didn't really know what that meant other than it was a virus. And they just said that, as an adult, if you get it, it's okay. But if it does cross the placenta, being pregnant, that it can cause a lot of damage. And so I instantly just went to fear and worry and just all the things going through my mind. Lord, what do we do? What do we do from here? And how do I know if our baby's okay? And so our OB sent us in the direction of a specialist. And so for many weeks we saw specialists. We went through a lot of testing, things like that. But in the midst of that, I got really fearful, and even to the point where I didn't even shop for baby clothes. I kind of was detaching because I didn't really know what life was going to look like. And I pulled up to work one day and was just crying and called my mom, and I was like, Mom, I'm just really struggling. And she said, Taylor, I've been praying about this baby. And at this time we knew it was a girl. And she was like, do you have a name for her? And I was like, no, not really. That's just how bad it was. I just was really struggling. And so I did come across the name Ellie. And the meaning of that is God is my light. And when we were doing all the testing, something showed up really bright on the ultrasound in her stomach area. And my mom said, Taylor, God is within her. That is the light that's inside of her. You need to name her Ellie. And I was like, okay, that's it. I knew automatically that was her name. And then we had just taught my son Jeremiah 29:11, and you guys all know that verse. But it talks about hope. And so I just kept praying that over Ellie, that she would just have hope inside of her. And we're praying hope over her body and all of those things. And so we named her Ellie Hope, which is just so perfect for her. And even last night, we were walking outside, and Cord asked her, he said, Ellie, who made the stars and who made that moon? And she didn't say Jesus, which is okay, but we say Jesus all the time, but she said God. And I was like, that, to me, it's she just already knows her God, which is so amazing. So anyways, long story short, we had our daughter, and she is healthy. There is not anything wrong with her. She does have some things going on, her speech, but that's typical. That's what I deal with all the time. And then she does have some stuff going on with her eyes that we're looking at surgery for. But other than that, it could have been much worse. And I just knew that God had a hand over her life. And I prayed many times that Satan would not have her, and he doesn't have her. And I'm so excited for her to share her testimony of how God healed her and what He's going to use her for in the future. So anyways, I love you guys, and you'll have a great Sunday. Bye.